Well, good morning, folks. I have to do this follow-up video because a beautiful video I did last night has a terrible cut loop reel that makes it look conspiracy theory, makes me look deranged, cut out of that context and then put on loop. If you don't click the main video, you get no reference of context, no detail, no nothing. And it's a short, full video of just 14 minutes, like this one's going to be, in addition to it. For folks who know, like all my friends and followers, people I've CC'd in this video, I'm being investigated by CSIS, Elections Canada, on spoiled ballot. That's where my life hangs in the balance, that if the government wishes to take it away, it's through incarceration. And for those who know, following me a long time, and even in this last year, you know, it's well documented, published, the letter from Elections Canada, the prosecution, CSIS, and the new kangaroo court put in place with zero precedent, folks. Zero precedent in Canadian law. The government of Canada came out with it just in 2024, entirely after Donald J. Trump re-elected to office. Literally within a week. Created, crafted, ready to go at a moment's notice when things got heated for Canadian politicians. So I'm going to give the background details. They're so very important because of a crappy AI, meta AI reel that really makes me look conspiracy theory, not conspiracy to commit, which when you hear the word conspiracy without the theory, that means it's not a guess. It's called factual truth and reality put together and undeniable evidence-based. That's not a theory, that's facts. That's the difference between conspiracy to commit and conspiracy theory. I don't do conspiracy theory, folks, everybody. And this is serious stuff. Donald J. Trump's presentation is about everything Canada. It's about half of Canada and everything it's got from the United States. Trillions upon trillions of dollars. Way more than all of Canada's federal and provincial debts put together. It's like the $38 trillion debt to America, but for Canada, pound for pound. That's not a small sum. To equal out that would require a massive loss of Canada turned over to the United States. All the propaganda over the last 12 hours, literally right after my video, the Crown moves swiftly. So I'm going to feed in blanks in this video. It's the Sarbanes-Oxley law of the United States of America, ramped up by Barack Obama after that bridge deal and after the fall of Nortel, where America was cheated. Cheated. And who cheated them? Mark Carney and absolutely Stephen Harper. Because I'm going to tell you something, folks, that if you don't already know, and Americans have been moving since Barack Obama, at least since the near end of his term, and they've been moving and then going into Donald J. Trump and then back to Joe Biden, then again now to Donald J. Trump. They've been throwing out all financial companies, banks in Canada out of the United States financial districts at a record unbelievable pace. Democrats, Republicans together with that law enacted, that law greatly expanded by Barack Obama, Donald J. Trump, then Joe Biden, then Donald J. Trump again. Whether we like it or not, Democrats are on board with putting Canada down. Mark Carney, Stephen Harper don't like it, but they are absolutely 100% dirty birds in all of this. Nortel and everybody, all of that happened is in absence of anything like Sarbanes-Oxley law, United States of America, because all American citizens are accountable and responsible, not only to each other and for and by each other, but absolutely force mandated through all government of the United States. They have passed laws of the people to hold all individuals accountable at every layer of government and every multinational American business or any multinational that wishes to do business with the United States of America. Guess who has none of those laws in place? The Crown, Canada, and all of its first class. There is no accountability of any person or Crown Corporation in Canada. Never, ever, forever and a day. And I am sorry, but C-SOX Bill 198 by the province of Ontario, leading to the bridge, the promise that, sorry America, we fucked you on Nortel. We don't even know who that CEO is, where he's born, or any personal information, because no first class has to be accountable in Canada because politicians don't want to be. We won't be responsible to our people, and you can go fuck yourself, America. We're not responsible to you either. And our first class is protected evermore. Well, Canadians, you are being removed from the American economy. You're going to lose your trade status, not because of you, the people, the sad subjects, the sad savage Indians. Not my words, the Constitutional Acts of Canada and all first-class legislation done by the Crown. But because of that, we're losing USMCA, and America's holding your politicians, you accountable for their crimes, high crimes, their conspiracy to commit. Because just because the province of Ontario puts a law in that's optional, it's not mandated like American law, where it's optional for you to be accountable as an Ontario business, not a federal Canada multinational, which is the whole problem here. It's why all our chartered banks are being kicked out of the entirety of the financial districts of the United States, slowly and surely. If you haven't been following this, it's been going on since absolutely Joe Biden, enacted by Barack Obama and Donald J. Trump, expanding both systems of the same laws of 2002. Off reports of Nortel from NATO, USA NATO allies saying, clean up your act, Canada. This is dangerous to all of our treaties with you and our national security. And your Crown said, no way in hell. If you don't know, Frank Dunn, who took over, I don't know exactly how to pronounce it. That man has no bio available, none whatsoever. None. There's no such thing in any American stock exchange, financial system of any multinational, no matter how valued, or small business, no matter how valued in the United States of America. You will be held accountable for any corruption of accounting and reporting numbers or illicit conspiracies to commit with foreign entities against the national security of the United States of America, which is absolutely what Nortel was and is and happened to be. And in that investigation, that entirely is based off the banking system of Canada and its laws, its weak laws, favoring first-class Crown individuals. Under who? Oh yeah, Governor of the Bank of Canada, Mark Carney. Under, oh yeah, who refused to follow suit with the U.S. legislation? Oh yeah, Prime Minister Stephen Harper. They're all dirty, folks, but when this truly epic rape of Canada and the United States of America occurred, Mark Carney, Governor of the Bank of Canada, running the show, and Stephen Harper, Commander-in-Chief, Head of State of Canada, swept it all under the rug. Status quo. Continue on. Same old, same old. Sweep it all under the rug. They did it together. Liberal and conservative. If it wasn't true, why didn't why didn't Stephen Harper remove Mark Carney? He had no problem removing everybody else who didn't see eye to eye with him. Everybody else who highlighted this stuff. There was an investigation and public release in 2004. Harper came on board in 2006. Investigation 2010. And he chose to sweep it all under the rug. Well, America doesn't sweep fuck all under the rug, folks. That's the whole point of this. And me, whether it's me getting mysteriously ended my life, or what's probably 99% more likely, me getting detained and kangaroo courted into jail and silenced on all of these massive breaking truths that tie a whole lot together. And you know what? Epstein, all of that, Peter Nygard and all that's coming of that, it's just going to keep ramping up over the weeks. And what do? Hold back? Don't release you the entire facts? Well, I don't. I release all those facts. And it's going to come down on me hard. And the government's already got it. Whether that's probably 99% going to be my arrest, detainment, and incarceration, I believe that's coming. And that's for people who follow me and know. And that is your life. Being arrested, taken off, lying, all of that, removed from society for spoiling a ballot publicly in a rigged election system where voucher ballots reign supreme. At least out east, it's common practice, and Canadians have no idea. I highlighted that. I published that. The government's very angry about that because our elections are rigged. And if you don't know about the voucher system in Canada, I can tell you, in Justin Trudeau's riding, the one named after him, celebrated by him, Ontario, the voucher ballots were in the many hundreds. And I'm going to be likely incarcerated and prosecuted in a kangaroo court without precedent for that, for showcasing that publicly to all Canadians. Undeniable. I'm not the only one, but everybody else has deleted all their stuff. I refuse to online, and I continue to ramp up the truth of massive, first-class, white-collar corruption of Canada that's age-old and been going on forever, that is illegal in the United States of America today. Folks, that's my video. I hope the reel and the loop coming to this, well, it won't be, because my loops don't start over till 8 o'clock tonight. The one put out there now is just god-awful. And for Ian Bachman using AI to derive content from my videos, break it down, the last one was god-awful too. You can watch the video. None of that statements that AI articulated in written form, summarized, are even remotely accurate from the video. And that's terrifying, that somebody is pulling strings, somebody's changing things again, and of course it's the evil of Oxford. It's certainly not anything America, and that scares me. So people, I've given you the background, I've given you the truth, I've named the laws that you can now cross-reference and find out everything about Canada that is pure evil, tied in with Nortel, Stephen Harper, Mark Carney, throughout their legacy of Canada. And never mind what happened after Stephen Harper left office, that I'm going to be ramping up in the next coming weeks. If I'm still a free man by then, I don't know. But it's unbelievable, disgusting, it's low life, and Donald J. Trump's right on it. And it's more than just a bridge. What media in Canada is failing to tell you is what I've just articulated in the title of this video for all of you to quickly look up, start tying it in together. In the next couple weeks, it's just going to be ramped up more and more. Facts, not fiction. real conspiracy without the theory. Conspiracy to commit. That means a crime. At least in America, that is an absolute crime that America recognizes and calls Canada out on, and Canada refuses to acknowledge that because Canadian politicians can't be held accountable. Those are not crimes. Fuck you, America. We'll be China before we'll ever go through an accountability responsibility process like any American citizen. We're far above all those people. That's how it is. And I hope more Canadians wake up. I hope videos like this one and the beautiful one I did last night, 14 minutes. How can that not be properly articulated by AI? But when I see the last versions of AI on streamlining my content in a written summary, wow, what a joke. What an epic failure. And that's bad. That's brutal and bad. That's your government pulling hard strings, doing hard evils. God bless everybody. That's my video. Undeniable. Share, share, share. Get it out there. I'm going to keep adding to the pile, video after video, really showcasing the dirty, filthy corruption of all Canadian government, especially these two latest actors coming out so publicly, Mark Carney and Stephen Harper. Evil, evil, wicked people. Criminals, according to American law. God bless. Bye now.